Today I have something for you that I have never covered on my channel before. Have you guys heard of Schoolio? It's an all-in-one online learning platform that can be used for homeschooling or for anyone who wants to get access to their digital learning materials. But can you use this for a complete online homeschooling program for kindergarten through 8th grade? Well, let's check it out together and see if this is something that you might want to try in your homeschool. So one thing about Schoolio is they have a 7-day free trial, which is great. So I took advantage of that so I could check it out and do this review for you. So when you sign up, they give you 2 different learning modes to choose from. You can choose the self-scheduling mode, which lets you set a custom schedule for all the lessons that you want your child to take. Or you can choose the open exploration mode, where you'll still choose all of your child's courses, but they'll be able to do any of the lessons in any order that they want. So you won't be creating any kind of a schedule in that mode. I chose the self-scheduling mode to start, but you can switch between the 2 modes at any time. Once you've signed up and added your student, the next thing that you'll want to do is pick your courses. So you'll go here to the marketplace and put in a grade level and use the other filters here. And then you can pick which of these courses you'd like to assign to your child. No matter which mode you picked, you'll still need to do this part and pick the courses that your child will have assigned. So just pick anything you want and add it to your cart. They have the options to pick free or paid, but I don't see anything that's paid. So I assume they are all included with your subscription. They have regular courses you would expect, like math and language arts, but they also have some fun extras too. So you can really just pick anything you want and add it to the cart. When you've made your choices, you can just go to your cart over here and then just click Add. Now the courses have been assigned to your student. If you've chosen the open exploration mode, then you're all done. But if you chose the self-scheduling mode, then you'll still need to assign the lessons. To do that, you'll go to My Students. Here you will see your student and the courses you've assigned. So you can either click up here to schedule a lesson or go down to a course and click Schedule. You can choose the days of the week and time for the lessons and decide if you want them to repeat every week, every 2 weeks, or space them out even more. Then, once you've scheduled your courses, you'll be able to view the upcoming lessons here on the calendar. You can click here to get a better view and change between day, week, and month view. If you go to the dashboard up here, this is where you can view your child's progress. You can go back to the marketplace and add more courses anytime. Over here, you're supposed to be able to search for live classes, but I'm not seeing anything available here. I wonder if this is because I'm making this video in June. They could be taking a break for the summer, or there might actually not be any live classes. On their website, they mention a monthly live kids club, so maybe that's what this is for. Over here under Resources is where you can watch some video tutorials on the program if you don't think I've done a good enough job here. Notifications is where you can see updates on work your child has done and other various notifications. Over here you can edit your profile, and this is also where you go to get to the billing portal where you can update your payment information. Oddly, this is not where you would go to cancel your subscription. So it's a good thing they have those tutorial videos, or I never would have found it. If you want to cancel, you'll actually go to your student and click the settings button, then scroll down, and here's where you can cancel your subscription. If you want to change it to the open exploration mode, you can do that here. And I'm going to change that now so I can show you what these lessons are actually like. If I left it on the self-scheduling mode, then I'd only be able to show you the lessons assigned for today. You can't go ahead or skip around in that mode. So we'll switch it to open exploration mode, and then I'm going to log out of the parent section here and log back in as the student. So here's what the student dashboard looks like. So in this mode, they can choose any course they want to do. They can click play to just go to the next lesson, or they can click this file button and then choose any lesson that they want to do. So let's just pick a lesson so you can see what they're like. We'll do 1 math lesson and 1 social studies lesson. Let's start with math. Here's a lesson from grade 4 geometry. It starts with a video. The videos are pretty short from what I've seen. Let's give it a watch.
Hello, Explorer. Welcome to a brand new level of spatial sense. We'll begin this unit with a discussion on angles. What is an angle? An angle is created when 2 lines meet, and it is the space between the 2 lines. This space right here. There are 4 different types of angles: right angle, straight angle, acute angle, and obtuse angle. A right angle is when the 2 lines meet in a perfectly square corner. It is 90 degrees. It is usually identified with a square in it. A straight angle is created when both lines are flat. It adds up to 180 degrees when we measure the angles. An acute angle is when the angle is smaller than 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is when the angle is larger than 90 degrees. We are done for today, Explorer. 1 down, just a few more lessons to go. Before we go any further, make sure you check out today's activity. See you next time, Explorer.
I noticed some of the math videos had some interactive quizzes at the end, but not this one. Here we just have a printable lesson and worksheet. And then when you're done, you just click Complete Mission, which I guess you can do whether or not you actually did this worksheet. They also have a thing over here to take notes for whatever reason. Let me just show you a different math lesson where they actually have the online quiz after the video. We'll look at number sense. I won't make you watch the video this time, but see under here is place value practice. So let's try this out. And then here you can see they still have the lesson and worksheet that you can print. Now let's try a social studies lesson. Let's try this one from Early Societies, an introduction to the Mayans. We can watch this video together first.
Hey there, Explorer. Today we'll be time traveling to the past. How exciting! Tell me, have you ever heard of the Mayans? The Mayans were extremely skilled at building, and this lesson dives into all the cool things they accomplished thousands of years ago. So, are you set to time travel? Whoosh! Here we go! 2,000 years ago, the Maya created one of the most sophisticated civilization of the Americas. It's estimated that there were more than 100 cities. And guess what? They all had a complex social and architectural structure. The Mayans inhabited a large area of Mesoamerica. They were located in parts of what is now modern-day Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. Do you want to know more about what they did? I know I do. The Mayans are famous for their amazing architecture. Can you believe that many of the pyramids, places, and other structures they built are still standing today? How cool is that? The Mayans built 2 types of pyramids, both in a stepped stair design. One type had stairs on one side, which were meant for priests to climb. This was so they could perform important religious ceremonies at the top, like sacrifices to the gods. The second type did not have stairs, and these were not meant to be climbed or touched by humans. They were built as a form of worship to the gods. Mayan cities were a thing of beauty. They would have a large place for their king and a palace grounds that could include several buildings and courtyards. The Mayans also built ball courts with 2 long stone walls in their cities. Some cities even had multiple courts. Now let's look at the political structure and hierarchy of the Mayan civilization. Mayan civilization was made up of many independent city-states. Each city-state had its own king and government. The Mayans believed that the king was chosen by the gods to rule and acted as an intermediary between the gods and the people. Kingship was obviously inherited. There were also nobles, priests, and commoners who were all part of the Mayan kingdom. Members of the noble class made up a council that ran the government and the city. Because religion was very important to Mayan life, priests held a high status in the community. The king often sought advice from the priests, so they had a role in how the city was ruled. Commoners had to pay taxes to support the king, nobles, and city. Commoners also had to serve as warriors whenever the king commanded. The Mayans' achievements and contributions have been extraordinary. They developed a written language in hieroglyphs. How cool do the symbols look? They also invented the mathematical concept of zero. The Mayans used their skills in mathematics and astronomy to develop complex calendar systems, including the long count calendar, which lasted 5,000 years. I told you, extraordinary. Those images of pyramids you saw were quite impressive, weren't they? This lesson's activity is to build your own pyramid. See you next time, Explorer.
So that's the video, and then just like the other lessons, there is a lesson worksheet that you can print here. So that's basically it for the student section. Let me just quickly show you how it would look in the self-scheduling mode. So we'll log out, go back to the parent section, click on settings, then turn off open exploration. And then we'll just make sure we have a couple lessons assigned for today. Now when you log on, it's going to just show you your next lesson. And if you have more than one lesson assigned, you can scroll back and forth. So the time of day that you set doesn't really matter other than it will show the lessons in that order. I also just want to mention that if you like the look of the print materials on here but don't want access to the videos, you can purchase the curriculum books separately. Just go to their website and you can find their Homeschool bookstore where you can shop for all of the print materials. They have full school year bundles, or you can just shop for the units individually. And these are all ebooks that you can just keep on your computer or print at home. If you want them printed and sent to you rather than printing them yourself, you can choose the printed option. I also want to point out that if you purchase the family membership with a digital platform, you will get 50% off if you purchase any of these books. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you today about Schoolio and how you can use it in your homeschool. But is this a full online homeschooling curriculum? Well, no, not in my opinion. At best, it's a neat little extra that you can get when you want your child to do some work on their own, but I would never use this and expect it to cover a full school year's worth of material. And since you can skip through the videos and mark the lessons complete without ever having even done the worksheets, you definitely need to be supervising this to make sure that your kids were actually doing the lessons. And I'm not saying the books are bad because I haven't seen anything other than what's included in the individual lessons, but there are plenty of other similarly priced curriculums out there that I would recommend. So I don't know if you'd want to take a chance with this when there are already a bunch of affordable, trusted curriculum companies out there. I really only made this video to cover the online homeschooling program portion of it because that is what I like to cover on my channel. And as far as that goes, I would definitely pass on this program. I don't really like the videos and there really isn't much of any work to do online. It's mostly just print materials. And I wouldn't mind that if the videos were better, but that's just my opinion. If you have younger kids and you want something to keep them occupied and learning a bit, then this is probably okay. But I would not use this as my only homeschooling curriculum. Have you tried the Schoolio program in your homeschool? If so, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about it. And if you have any questions on this program or just a general question on homeschooling, let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to answer. And if there are any other programs that you'd like to see me review, let me know and I'll add them to my list. Thank you so much for watching.